I wanted to talk about politics today, about advocating for um, people who come into Canada to go to school or to have a better life and stuff. So I was watching um, this documentary. It's called The Fifth States. It's talking about Indians or people from coming from India or international students who come into Canada to get their education and stuff. And they are brought here under the assumption that they're going to get education, pursue their education and whatnot, have a better life or whatnot. In reality, they're not going to get their education and go back home. They're going to stay. And you'll be in a student visa or you're on a student visa, you have to, after your graduation, you have to go back, right? When I went to university in Australia, after graduating, my visa ended. Then you either apply for, they give you a long-term visa, 2 years. If you get a bachelor or master and a PhD, you get 4 years to work full-time. And if you do not receive a sponsorship within this time, then you have to go back. Right? So that's what I did. Finished, and then I left. But when I was in Australia, I was paying $13,000 a semester. These people coming from India, where their really Fifth States is talking about their family, they're working very hard to bring them here and stuff like that, to get their education, and they are sacrifice for these people for them to be here. In reality of things, the government of Canada knows these people cannot afford to come to school here. They brought them under an agreement. They're not telling everybody the truth. They're telling the Canadian people half truth. They knew these people are coming from, it's not even middle class, right? And they cannot afford to go to school in Canada or anywhere else to pay that much. I was paying $13,000. That's 2017. I graduated 2017, and now it's 2025. These people are probably paying $15,000 a semester, 15, not even 20,000, or could be 20,000. I don't know what the international student pay now in Canada, whatnot. The government of Canada knows what they're doing. They made deals with the government of India to bring these people here, and on top of that, and when I was international student in Australia, I was working only 2 days a week because part of my student visa agreement, I'm not allowed to work no more 2 days a week, 16 hours a week, okay? Where Indians or, international students, particularly Indians, because they brought over 500,000 or some people saying 4 million, and some people are saying 500,000. I don't know which one is true. But they're allowing international students to work full time. And that's not part, I'm pretty sure is not part of the, international student agreement for them to work full time. And they're allowed to, some of them, they don't want to go back to India because they cannot afford to go to school. So a lot of them now working full time and not really going to school. And they allow them to change visa status from international student to immigrant to applying for asylum. But you apply for asylum in a country or, if you're coming from a country that have wars that stopping you from going back home. There's so many countries that are at war, and like Syria, Iraq, Libya, Sudan, and all those countries are all at war. Ukraine, all of those countries. India is not. India is not. It does not have a war going on. You know what I mean? So, for them to apply for a migrant visa for a country that does not have a war, it does not qualify you. But the government of Canada allowing them to change status. You understand? So the Canadian government are responsible for these people because they made deals with them. They made deal with their government to bring them here, and Trudeau goes on TV saying that we made a mistake. You did not make a mistake. You knew what you were doing. They got bribed. The government of Canada got bribed by the government of India to bring these students here and basically open gateways for them to come here. You understand? It's part of the politics. They're flooding people to stress Canadians. They are doing it intentionally to stress Canadians. Because I was on a bus and I was up on upper gauge. I was taking the bus back to downtown, and I've noticed the looks. Some of the Canadians are, who are born here, give, people from India, Indians or whatnot, looks. They were given the kind of, Canadians always never really been upfront about how they feel. They're always trying to be nice, but sometimes looks are everything. I've witnessed this. Nobody told me that these people were, they were doing this or whatnot. I witnessed it. I see what's happening. They were giving them unwelcome looks, on the bus. Because a lot of it, they're not really, they know these people they're not to blame in this, but they know they don't want them here. Another situation happened. Anyhow, one time, when you come on the bus, you go through you coming through, as a passenger, through the door where you meet the bus driver, you pay your fare, you go in. And when you're leaving, you go through the back door. Unless the bus is crowded, you cannot get the back door, you go to the door it's closest to you. If it's the front, you go to the front. If the back, you go to the back. They always come to the front and they go to the back, even if the bus is empty. They go to the front and they go through the front. They go out to the front, and the same way. They're not assimilating. And that was part of it is pissing people off. Rent is becoming very difficult for people to find, shelters and stuff like that. It's all people are fighting for resources. And another story I tell you. One time I was going downtown, and from my place, and I got on, and I sat in the back of the bus. And this guy from India came in, and he tried his cards. His debit card didn't work. His credit card didn't work. And the bus driver just stood there, and I was trying to get there on time, and I was just running behind. I didn't want to be late. So he stood there for like 5 minutes or 6 minutes waiting for him. And the guy goes to him, "Want to know what happened to my card and whatnot?" The bus driver was gonna kick the kid out, but the kid looked like very young. He looked like an international student. So anyhow, I went and paid for his fare with my card. The bus driver gave me shit for it, telling me, "You're trying to be a nice guy, but these people need to have money or have card or pay for the fare. They cannot just come and looting from everybody, basically using the system. And that's coming from a bus driver. He goes, we want to stop all these people coming in here and not, paying for services and stuff like that. That's what he told me. So I know what's happening here is done intentionally. I just want to know why the Canadian government is doing this. It's stressing, people. You're not willing to provide for people and raising, taxes. People are leaving Canada. Canada is not like it used to be, a place of, the land of milk and honey. It's not like that anymore. People need to realize that Canada is not like it used to be. A lot of these people, pretty sure, they're going to come here, they get their citizenship, and they're going to leave. Nobody's going to stay. So this problem needs to change. You cannot just keep bringing people and allowing them to switch visas, and when they're not entitled to apply for asylum because they're not coming from a country that have wars, of oppressive regimes or whatnot, they don't have that. So they're not really qualified. So it's, something gotta give. It's not working. It's not working, and it's easily fixed. This problem, I can fix it like that in seconds, But I don't care enough for me to trying to fix it. All I care about is leaving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of these people who want to stay. I want to leave. You understand? So they can stay. They can come in here and they can stay. I don't have to be here. And I'm not going to fix anything. I was willing to help. But since they put me in this program, experimented on me and my family and many target individuals, I'm not willing to help them even if their life depends on it. If this is the last lifeline to make things better for Canada, I would not help. That's politics.